Both fighters exchanging a couple punches. Grover landing the better of that exchange coming forward, but a nice slam there from Jason Rodick.
That's definitely going to be an exclamation point in the eyes of the judges. Again, there's no official scoring for takedowns or strikes, but as many moments as you can have that leave an impression in the mind of the judges is how they're going to score the round.
Grover holding the one arm, and now Rodick has the back of Grover, one hook in, trying to get the other one. Grover trying to roll through it, but Rodick almost with the back of Louie Grover.
And patience here on both these fighters. If one way or another, it's going to be a position as Rodick now moves to the back of Louie Grover. But had he rushed the position, he might have ended up underneath Louie Grover at that point.
Yeah, 5 minutes is a long time for the first round, and still 4 full minutes remaining here in round number 1. So lots of time to work for Jason Rodick. The ability to be patient is absolutely there, and you find that a lot with the amateur fighters, Jeremy, where they'll rush the move, they'll end up costing themselves position, and instead of just being patient and waiting for the opportunity. Now at the same time, of course, also you need to make sure that you're doing work, because if you're not advancing your position, the referee will essentially have no choice but to stand you up.
When you see the elbows coming back from Louie Grover as he's trying to be able to strike from this position, but positioning is the key point here. As one move, one way or another, again, this is very much like a chess match. If you move a little bit to the left, you end up getting choked out. You move a little bit to the right, you end up on top. And right now we see Rodick with the back of Louie Grover, but Louie Grover holding on to one of those wrists to try and limit the damage that Jason Rodick can do from the top position.
Rodick again with the back of Louie Grover. Grover landing a punch there from the bottom.
Not much happening here as both these guys are trying to work that chess match, moving pawns at this point in the chess match.
Grover again still on the bottom with Rodick having his back.
And you see the hooks in now it's kind of like a half guard from the back for Rodick as he's trying to remain in this back position, but Louie Grover is slowly pushing Rodick in to try and get out of this position. Again, it's important to, like you said, Ryan, be patient. You don't have to rush positions. It's a 15-minute fight.
And now he does have the rear naked choke, but Grover doing a good job keeping his chin down, Jeremy, and not allowing that choke to settle in.
And at this level, with that chin in, it does put a lot of damage and it does a lot of pain, but it's not causing the fight to end. And getting your chin in there and getting it put out of place and having to deal with that pain is way better than losing, at least in the eyes of both these fighters.
So again, Louie Grover continuing to try and work and get back into a better position. Jason Rodick doing an excellent job of retaining that position, Jeremy, keeping that 1 foot between the legs of Grover so he really can't find a spot and really can't find an opening to try and better his position.
Well, you look at both fighters, again, they're looking, and you can see they're both trying to problem solve this situation. It's not one that they probably ended up in the gym all that often, but this is a position where Rodick wants to be in behind and putting some pressure on the neck and chin of Louie Grover.
So again, he's had the back of Grover for almost 3 full minutes, Jeremy, and an elbow going back there now. And again, trying to do what he can for strikes, but in this position, the judges have to be looking at it and saying, okay, well, Rodick does have the dominant position and will likely be winning this round with just 20 seconds to go.
Lots of pressure here on the chin of Louie Grover, but again, Grover doing an excellent job of trying to counter the hands. Now coming through, he's going to eat a few shots here, but he's trying to stay safe, trying to do anything he can from the bottom, including attacking a leg. But like you said, Ryan, this round more than likely going to Jason Rodick.
Yeah. And again, that head kick landed, Jeremy, and that was with the shin too.
Nice switch kick.
So Grover maybe trying to put his mark on the early part of round number 2.
Rushing in there, the hands do drop from Grover, so he needs to keep those hands up or else Jason Rodick is going to be able to time it. Now catching and talking about timing. Here's some big shots and Rodick pushing forward. He's lost his mouthpiece. The official has spotted it. Here's underneath the hands. The hands are locked underneath the butt of Louie Grover. Louie Grover using the cage as kind of like a third leg to be able to hold him up and was able to defend the takedown.
A knee to the midsection from Grover. And again, it now looks as though Jason Rodick is attacking the leg, and he does secure the takedown.
Well, and I think this is more of a Kimura attempt by Louie Grover, but he's trying to do a little bit of jiu-jitsu and use this as an advantage. He also knows that with the mouth guard there, if they get to a neutral position, the referee can stop this and order the mouth guard back in the mouth of Jason Rodick. So perhaps a little bit of gamesmanship here.
Rodick now dropping hammer fists onto the midsection of Grover. Grover does have that one arm, but it doesn't appear to be in any danger from here, Jeremy, and now he lets it go.
Well, that's 2 straight rounds where Louie's tried to do a technique and ended up on his back, but now he does have the back of Jason Rodick, and this is a position that Louie Grover has not been in, but he knows all about it because he just spent the better part of all of round 1. Now he's switched to a body triangle. That means that Louie Grover will be stuck to the back of Jason Rodick. He's got this in deep, and attacking the hands is Rodick.
Here we go. Louie Grover looking for the 3rd straight win by rear naked choke. Is trying to squeeze the life out of Jason Rodick. That body triangle keeping Rodick where he is. Rodick going 2-on-1, and now Grover had to give it up briefly, and now he's got another choke with the other arm, Jeremy, but unable to secure the pressure on it and really crank it deep because Rodick has his hand trapped underneath his armpit.
Well, you notice the body triangle is now left, so that big advantage that Grover had by holding onto the body triangle, which means he would have been glued to the back of Jason Rodick until the body triangle came loose, that advantage is gone. But I think Louie Grover, is trying to position himself so he ends up on top in this position, and end up on top he does and lands some pretty good shots.
So a couple shots there, and again has the back, and again the hooks are in, looking for that rear naked choke. Rodick, though, doing a good job of attacking the hands and rolling free, keeping the pressure off the neck, preventing himself from getting tapped.
And if you look, Louie Grover is less focused on the rear naked choke, and he tried to go more for a neck crank there. Lots of pressure on the chin and putting a pressure, not a choke. But the good thing with the neck crank is as you try it, if it slips, it only slips down and goes into a rear naked choke position.
So again, looking for the submission, Louie Grover here. Rodick not attacking the arms, so that's normally a good sign that he doesn't think it's as deep as it could be.
He is getting the chin in, working it in, so creating a little bit of space for blood and air to come through.
And again here, it's Jason Rodick with Louie Grover on his back, trying to get a choke, trying to get a submission. In fact, the exact opposite of round number 1, where Rodick was on Grover's back for the majority of the first round. This time it's Grover on the back of Rodick trying to finish this fight, but unable to do so thus far.
Well, and now trying to work some striking to be able to continue to do the damage while he has the advantageous position. And now switching to an arm bar, and very good position for Grover here as he does have the arm isolated. And there's the tap, and Louie Grover is going to win his professional debut.